My way of living seems to be too much for you. I know you don't understand the things I...
Alright guys, as you can see, we're hiking in. Matt's got 50 pounds, I got 50 pounds. Got the XOP climbing gear. Got my hunter safety system harness. And we got about a half-mile hike. Oh, but we've got a bunch of goodies to get this place. Oh, sorry. To get this place set up for next weekend. So it's hot, it's humid. I'm sure there's a lot of snakes. Look at that fire going right to my goddamn face. All right, I'm back. Matt said you cannot cut that out of the video, so it's staying. We're not even 100 yards and I'm already wore out. It's gonna suck.
I wish I could walk a hill.
A big hill. Oh God. Stay tuned. All right, everybody. It's hot. Matt, what do you think?
Freaking humid.
It's at least 90. I mean, it's just dripping.
Yeah.
But we made it back here. We got 100 pounds of corn with us. Haven't decided if we're gonna make a second trip or not. I forgot the pole saw. But I got my XOP hang on, and it is tethered with this. So as I climb up, I'm pulling it with me. I don't have to come up and down. Got my first step seated. I got my steps on the sides of my pouches. And it's time to climb. So I've got my rope adjusted, my lineman rope. I think I need to tighten up just a little bit, Matt.
You're perfect there.
My leftover rope, I always like to stick in my satchel just so you're not getting your feet caught up in everything. This doesn't look very high, but when you got gear on and everything else, especially in the wintertime, bigger boots, it's a little hard to try to lift and make that first step. So Matt's got an 8er that I can bring. I would like to move this up a little bit, but for now, I'm gonna roll with it. So here we go, Matt. Try not to get all my extra love in here. Oh, first step of the season right there. That feels good. Let's see, that fell. That's all I gotta do. Let's bring that over here. Bring that up against the tree. I will say, after hiking half a mile and everything else, this might be a little slower than normal. What I like to do, so I have 2 working hands, is I take that next step and I put it in a loop and it causes tension, but I freeze my hands up to go around and get my, whatever these are, ratchet straps. Man, I'm just so sweaty and wet, everything's just sticking. This is gonna be up here for a while, all the early season anyway, so I like to make sure all my ropes and my tie downs are flat against the tree, not creased. Why, I don't know, but I do like to do that. Get your first loop on, come around here, get your second loop on, take that slack out, and then you want to figure out that next step. So that's a big step. I got short legs, little stubby legs. Gotta move it down, Matt. She's locked in. Going to number 2. It's also good, every time you're done using these, roll them back up, keep that rubber band around them, so you're not having to fumble with it while you're up here. You're just grabbing one at a time. Makes it super convenient. Now, all you pros out there, you'll be making fun of me now. I'm sure you do this a lot faster and a lot more proficient, but slow, steady, make sure everything's right. I'll take that every day. So now you can tell I'm kind of in a bend on this tree, so I can feel it up here. Like I've got all my weight on my right side. I'm not doing anything here just because of that bend and the way it's climbing the tree. All right, here we go. See you again. Keep them rubber band. Grabbing one, super convenient. On this last one, I'm only going to go up on one of the steps because I want to have my stand right about here, so I can just step over into it and not have to climb up to it. So the next little trick is to get you one of these safety lines. It's already got a D-ring on it. So I want to take this D-ring, keep it right about the size of where I want to put my stand at. I think my stand here, so I'm shooting back this way, but still have this foliage and all that background.
And you come where they're coming down that hill, you kind of look over your shoulder.
They're coming down the hill. There's an old logging trail to my right. So I'm gonna put that stand over here so I can just kind of step over into it. So first thing I need to do, take my safety and get clipped in here. So now I'm even more secure. If this rope, heaven forbid, were to break or something fail, I've got this at least attached now. We come up. Watch your sticks, kind of like Matt was saying, you don't want to grab that stick. Oh, shoot.
What do you need?
Do that. I needed that. It's all right to make mistakes, guys, just slow and easy. Matt, what kind of carabiner is this?
Oh, I don't remember. It's a black diamond, but
either way, you can get them on Amazon. It's got 2 carabiners. What's the tensile strength on that?
it's 23 kilonewtons.
So you ain't falling. It's got plenty for your weight. But I take this, get it right on the back of that seat. As you can see what it looks like when it's free floating there. And I'm actually probably going to have to come up a little higher.
And just for you people who don't know, kilonewton's about 223 pounds per kilonewton. That's 23 kilonewtons rated.
I don't know, that might be all right, so I can just step over unless I want to go up another. Let's try it. I think I'm too low, Matt. Because even now I'm wasting this step.
I'll just go up
So I'm gonna
8-9 more inches at best.
I'm gonna come up here, hook this back lower down.
One thing I'd like to point out, since we started, we're about 10 minutes into the video. You know, it's still a lot easier than bringing a 2-person or a hang-on stand back here. We carry everything in our backpack.
Why am I so far off there? Tell you what, this safety line is a cheat code, because I can place this and kind of really get up here and move things around to where I feel everything's comfortable. And when you're trying to hold on and trying to maneuver and everything else, it makes it a lot more difficult.
It's a lot better. Oh jeez, here I go down the hill.
So
You bring your thing up here on top of your strap on the bottom.
yeah.
Kind of make sure you don't do that. That kind of, you cut that, you're going for a ride.
All right. All right, so you want to lift this up. Sit that down. Give us that bite. Woo.
One more strap to go.
My lineman rope's a little bit slacked out.
Get up in there and see how it feels.
So again, just as you saw, I came back down, lifted that platform up, cinched that tighter, and then pushed the platform back down. It's secure, ain't going nowhere. So now I can continue my ascent. Extra rigging off. Now before I unhook here, I want to come back into my safety line. Now I'll remove my safety line about head high, a little higher. This is also stained, so I want to make sure all the kinks are out of it. All right, safety line. Now I can come out of my lineman rope. I'm in, I'm level. Great shot there.
Look over your shoulder. Can you see that shell coming down over your shoulder?
Oh yeah, right to me. And then, since I have my best buddy in the world here, he's gonna help me out, and I'm gonna lower this down. He's gonna start sending me things up that I need, such as my camera arm.
Your latte machine.
Huh?
Your latte machine.
Yeah, I need my Keurig. My Keurig's coming up here. But there you go, I got that again. I can drop that down to Matt. He can hook my bag up.
All right.
And then we'll get all set up and we'll be back with you in a minute. It's hot, but we are up here and this set is ready to hunt. So I got my muddy camera arm, I got my XOP hang on sticks, got my safety line going down. I got my tree hanger for my bag and whatnot. We've got 100 pounds of corn so far. Really would like to get back in here again, but I don't know if we've got enough time today. We've got some plans this afternoon with our wives, so I might need to head out so I can get this Boston butt on the smoker. But I'm excited about this. It was a great spot last year. I'm sitting here looking like I really want these limbs out of my way so I can at least see if something's coming down that hill. But they mostly travel down in that creek bottom and then right behind me, and then this is all oak trees on this whole flat right here next to me. So it's a really good spot, about a half mile back. It gets a little easier when it gets a little cooler out, but when it's hot, it's a bear, especially when you're hiking couple 100 pounds of gear in here, but, well, gear, corn, all that stuff. But now I gotta climb down and we're gonna hike out of here. Stay tuned. Not really sure what that is. You ever seen anything like that?
I have not. Moving a lot. I guess it's probably a spider nest.
Yeah, I'd say spiders of some sort. It's crazy. Mother Nature. All right, gonna get this scent rope hung. We'll talk to you about that in a second. All right, guys. So my buddy Wes over at DEER Pimp gave me this all-season scent kit, or scrape kit, and it's a rope. So he's a deer farmer, and he collects fresh urine, all that good stuff. But he takes these ropes, dyes them, and then hangs them in his buck pen and lets his bucks, which are just massive, dominant bucks, just rub all over these things, get their scent, their orbital gland, all that over, all on here. And then, of course, it's got his, what are those beads called?
Orbeez.
The little Orbeez with fresh buck pee, buck urine in there. So I'm gonna start a scrape right here. I cleared all this underbrush out. I got one branch coming out that's running horizontal, and then we're gonna drop this rope and let it hang right here. Hopefully that's high enough. If not, I might need to move to that one, Matt. Move it this way some.
Why don't you grab that branch, see how it's gonna hold up.
Well, let's tear into this thing. I want to put as least amount of my scent on this as possible. So you can see it's already got a little hanger on there. It's got some baling twine, and he even throws in a zip tie, so you didn't have to forget that. If I did that right here, Matt, I think that's a little low. What do you think? Over here, I think that's better.
All right. Yeah, I think you're right. Pull on, make sure that branch doesn't hold up over time.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do us good.
Okay.
Let's take this zip tie and do that first. Do that little plastic rubber ring. All right, and then just to extra security, you take that baling twine and run around there, so if they break that rubber off, you're not losing your whole rope. So that's up there. I mean, you could smell it.
Oh, I can smell from over here. I'm a good 20 foot away.
So I think I'm going to
Just take some of this off there, take some of the weight off.
We'll leave that one there. That's good and open. Rough this ground up under here. The Roid Rage from DEER Pimp. Guys, check this stuff out. What's this gonna smell like? Whoa.
Ooh, the wind's blowing in my direction. I can smell it from here.
That's as fresh as it gets, people, right there. And there's these little Orbeez, so they get on the ground here and they last longer. And then when the deer pop them, just really gets them all amped up. So we got that. We got that rope hanging there. I don't have a camera on it. My camera's there and I want it to continue to face our bait, but that should be good enough to bring that big boy back. Again, guys, we're talking about a 14 point, one of the biggest bucks I've chased in a long time, but I'm not gonna make the mistake and make that my only buck this year. If a good one walks by, it's gonna take an arrow, but I'd really like for it to be that one. All right, we got that done. Wes, appreciate you, man. He did provide this to us, guys, just to come out and test it. But I've already seen it in action, and the size of those bucks that are rubbing on this rope, you bring that new scent and introduce it into an area like this, it's going to attract those dominant bucks. They're going to want to come over here and check it out. So that's what I'm hoping happens. We got 100 pounds of corn. Matt's minerals getting torn up over there. We got my cell camera. I mean, it's sending pictures, but it's not sending many pictures. So I don't know if it's not triggering correct or if it's just not, we're not getting a lot of activity right here. But anyway, we're gonna clean the rest of this up and we're hiking back about a half mile. You ready to go?
Oh, I'm good.
What's up, everybody? Back at it again. It is September 2nd, so we are officially into September and less than a week away from the Kentucky opener of archery here in obviously here in Kentucky. But I'm out at the farm today and just gonna get some stuff done. This feeder empty, 350 pounds of corn gone in a week. And it's just crazy because we just got back from the Brett County farm, as you just saw, and I think we only put a 50 pound bag in each one, and that was literally maxing them feeders out. So I don't even think they ate 100 pounds worth of corn. But it just goes to show you that when you're introducing that new supplemental feed source, it takes them a minute to get acclimated to that different feed because they're not used to getting a bunch of corn down there. It took them a little bit last year before they really took to any kind of corn that I put on the ground. So. And they've never had a feeder as far as I know, because I've been all around that farm now and I don't see anyone that's feeding from a feeder. So I think the deer just don't understand or haven't gotten used to walking up to that feeder and making it okay that that's where they get their food from. So it's starting to happen. There's a doe and a fawn that's now there 4 times a day. And then the rickies are showing up. So the raccoons are coming out pretty frequently now. But going to get this mineral site freshened up. Actually forgot my rake and I see there's a bunch of leaves in it, but we got to get that out of there. I'm going to fill this feeder. I only brought 150 pounds with me because I didn't expect this thing to be empty. I don't know why, but I didn't. So I'm going to put 150 in. I'll have to come back this week because I also need to come back and bush hog the old food plot. And I say old food plot. I haven't done anything with it this year. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna break ground on it and put some brassicas for late season yet. I might, depending on intel. But most importantly, the thing that I'm gonna do today, pull cameras, get that intel, but hang this DEER PIMP scent rope. And again, guys, these things are just awesome. Let me get this thing out. Sorry about the sun. But the all-season scrape kit by DEER PIMP. It's got the rope, and again, guys, this rope is put in the cages with his big monster mature bucks, and they just wear it out for weeks, and then he takes them out and packages them directly. So from the pen into the bag, seals it up, so all of that fresh orbital gland and everything else from them rubbing on here is on these ropes. Why is that important? Because you're introducing that new fresh buck scent into your area, and those mature bucks in the area are going to want to come check that out. Plus, these ropes are just phenomenal for a scrape. They love coming up, messing with them. They got that movement. They can rub them all over their face, unlike a stick that's real like stiff. So I'm going to replace the vertical branch that I hung in this tree last year, which did a great job. Got a ton of intel off of this. Matter of fact, this is where I got the first picture of the massive 6-point that I was chasing all season last year. So anyway, we're gonna get this done. We'll get some of these Orbeez on the ground. So get that freshened up, put the 150 pounds of corn, check cameras, and freshen up the mineral site. So I'm gonna get a little bit of work done, and then I'm gonna get back and enjoy my day off. So, all right, so if you remember last season, I hung this vertical branch, and this is a great idea. If you don't have one of these ropes, highly recommend getting the ropes. You can go to deerpimp.com, have them sent to you. He gets them there pretty quick. But if you don't want to spend the money, or you don't have the ability to get online and get that, go get you a branch. I don't know, probably about 4 foot long. Get you a good horizontal limb coming out, and then make sure on the end of your branch you get that Y. So another, limb coming off of the main part of the branch, and then cut everything up so you've got that little hook. So then you're going to just go up there, hang that hook up there in the tree, bring a couple of zip ties with you, really fix it in place. And then I left a bunch of leaves down here on the end. As you can see, obviously they're not there no more. But even all year, they've just been wearing this branch out. They don't so much scrape the ground here, but they do come by, and almost every deer that comes to this feeder, buck anyway, comes and rubs their face on that little branch. So hopefully by supplementing the branch for the rope, we're going to get even better intel. So let's get that done. All right, so here's the rope out of the bag, and you can just smell this thing, man. It's got some really good odor to it. But Wes already has your piece of baling twine already on there to help secure. He's got this rubber loop, so it makes it easier just to get up in the tree. Even thoughtful enough to put a zip tie in there for you, because if that wasn't in there, I would have definitely forgot to bring one today. So already in the bag. So there's two different ways to fix this thing onto the tree. So as they're raking on it, getting it stuck in their antler, stuff like that, they can't break it, just rip it off. But I mean, he's thought about everything on this thing, so let's get it up in the tree. All right, well, another piece of advice if you're gonna do this, make sure you bring some extra like 550 cord or rope or something to get this to where exactly where the height you want it. This is a little higher, and I wasn't thinking. I've got 550 cord in my bag, but I took my bag out in preparation of this upcoming weekend, getting everything, you know, ready to go. So this is higher than I want it to be, but next time I come out here, I'll bring some 550 cord and I'll drop it down. But I wanted to go ahead and get it in place. I mean, those bucks are going to come by. They can still get up and put their head in it and stuff like that. So they're still going to use it, hopefully. But I would like to drop it down about another foot at least. So it's basically in their face when they're walking up out of this trail. So, but just another thing, you learn as you go, guys. And I'm here to help. Maybe if you get this, just know, throw you some 550 cord or some extra rope in your bag so that you can get this to the length that you want it if your tree limb's a little too high. All right. The last piece of the puzzle is the Roid Rage by DEER Pimp, and it's just these Orbeez full of very fresh, dominant buck scent. And just poured a couple of those in. I freshen up that scrape on the ground with my multi-tool. I don't like how high this is. I mean, you figure me standing up, buck's head's about here. I mean, they'll get up and mess with it, but it's still not as appetizing or as easy to mess with than if it was like right here. It needs to come down another 2 foot. So I'll bring some 550 cord out, get that done, but at least that'll get them started. All right, guys, I'm going to close this one out. I'm back at the farm. It is September 4th, so this one's getting ready to go live either tonight or tomorrow. But I'm back at the farm. I had to come out here and get that feeder filled up. That was just driving me nuts. So if you remember just from a little while ago in this video, if you've made it this far, I just came out here the other day, put 150 pounds of corn in. I brought 350 pounds with me today, and it gobbled it all up. So they have eaten 150 pounds of corn just since I was out here like 2 days ago. Unbelievable. Hopefully I got some really good intel. The other thing that was driving me nuts is that rope was about 2 foot too high. So I came out here, I brought some 550 cord. I got that lowered to the height that I wanted. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to check this card to see if they're already hitting it, even though it was not in their line of sight. So I've got that to check. I pulled cards. I filled that feeder up. What else? I put some more Roid Rage out from DEER Pimp. So I've got this place all juiced up, but I'm not hunting here. I'm going to Brett County, and I'm going to chase that big buck that I know I've got down there. He's in the area, and hopefully we can get set up on him. So this Saturday, opening day, is supposed to have a big cool front come in. It's going to be like a high of 70 something, and considering it's 92 right now, it's a huge difference in temperature. Everything DeerCast has it is great conditions Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to get after these deer. I'm going to leave these deer alone unless there's something crazy that just popped up here in the past couple of days on one of these cameras. But I didn't go intrude down into the woods. I didn't go under the ridge. I only went around the food plot and filled that feeder up, fixed that rope, all that stuff, and then pulled the camera cards in that area. So I got one more here to pull. It's a fence row. It's the licking branch that these deer constantly are using every year. It's just natural. I don't put anything on it. It's at the point of this field where they enter from the other farm across the street. So really excited.
we got 2 days. I'm not gonna be able to sleep Friday. I've got a million things that need to get done. I was planning on going to Breckenridge County today to get back there and cut those limbs out with that pole saw and hike another 50 pounds of corn in there, but work just, I thought I could leave at noon, and then it was 1, and then it was 2, and then it was 5. And so I was like, well, screw it. I'm just going to go to the farm, get this stuff done. So at least that's not aggravating me that it didn't get done right. And then we're going to head down there Saturday morning, hopefully slip in there and have some luck. So guys, if you haven't already, get down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you're notified when we're dropping these new episodes, this new content. I honestly believe this is going to be one of our best years. Drew has his very own farm. You're getting ready to see that. So he pulled the trigger and bought his own piece of property. So really excited about that. He's been extremely busy, hasn't been able to get out and do much deer stuff. Matt has a couple of good lookers out here on his property. I know Keenan and Sean are wide open. We've got new spots to go to. It's going to be a great season. Get down there, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, wake up and hunt.
My way of living seems to be too much for you. I know you don't understand the things I do. I just hope you know who you're talking to.